talking about marriage and how much he loves me and our life when we get married and him and I and everything you want to hear.
That you wanted to be. You got me fucked up. I know you. I had to lie to my friends. I looked them in the eyes and I lied to all of them. I told them it was a fight because I was drinking. I didn't want to lie. But every time I wanted to tell the truth, I just thought of them with blood on their face and on the ground, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that to my friends. I can't. It started January 7th, 2020. I was back in Texas for about 3 months. I did a lot. I used to travel. I lived in different states. But I came home after a bad relationship, and I was actually doing in my mind, I was doing really good. I was building myself back up. I had good confidence. I was happy. I did a lot of horrible things in my past that I was disgusted with. And one day I said, I don't want to be this person anymore. And so I made this huge effort to change. It was online. He contacted me because I actually met when we were teenagers. We had mutual friends. And so we started talking, and he coincidentally shared the same exact interests that I did. And that got me hooked. I started talking to him. And when we started getting closer, he admitted that he also used to do horrible things in his past, but he wants to be a better person. He wants to have like this drastic change whenever he sees. And I bought that. I bought all of it because that's what I desperately wanted to. I know what you want because I want it too, and it's hard, and that's when we really connected. It was January 18th. I met him in person after over a decade not seeing him, and he didn't touch me. He wasn't harassing me. He didn't make me uncomfortable. He actually made me laugh. And he drove over 2 hours to come see me, to not even, be a pig in my mind. He had got out of prison in December, robbed a store, got caught, served 7 years. I didn't know that was his only charge, though. I didn't know he had this huge track record. He put on a really good show about how horrible it was, and he was a young kid, and how, society and family failed him. Everything that actually happened to me. Family members, doing horrible things, and then you growing up alone, and it was like he studied me just to rope me in. I haven't talked to somebody like that for so long, every night for a very long time. And in my mind, him wanting the same thing I did, I felt like we were growing together.
And I was so concerned for his health. I still can't believe it.
I didn't see warning signs. Through a friend much later on, I was able to say, hey, there actually were some, but I just couldn't see it. It started off very small. He would always choose what we were going to do, what we were going to see, what we were going to eat. Just very small things that they're just subtle. I never thought anything of it. And then, yeah, you do get in the habit of saying yes. We would talk, and very small things would set him off. And he wouldn't scream. He didn't have these outbursts, but he just looked like he was trying to not scream. I mean, it really confused me. we found this cabin. And we fucking loved that place. We were there every weekend. If the kids were, staying with family for a night, we would go alone. It was just really good memories there. But one day we were hiking, and there was a really, really steep cliff, and my foot's turned sideways. And I can't move my feet. And he's yelling, and he runs down there, and he, saves the day. He helps drag me up this cliff and helps me get back to the cabin. How wonderful. And it was 2 months later, I confronted him. I said, "You pushed me." But by then, more had happened, so I wish that there was one time, I could say, everything was fine until I did this, or, an incident happened and he changed for the worse. It just got gradually worse until not even 2 weeks after that, we're back at the cabin and we're arguing. And I don't even remember what it was. It was over nothing. I like to walk away. It's just best. You can decompress. You're not going to say things that you regret. It's just best to walk away. So I tried, and all of a sudden had punched me in the face. And when I was on the ground, he had bent over and he grabbed me like he was going to help me up, and then pushed me back down and made me look in his eyes, and he told me that I was less than shit.
There was light slowly entering. I saw light, and it was accepting, and it was inviting, and it wasn't scary, and I couldn't feel what he was doing. And I really thought I was going to die right then, but somehow I'm back on my feet the next second, and maybe I feel like sometimes maybe it was that it would have been better if I just fucking died. Everything hurts in more ways than one, and I'm so tired of being tired.
And he started arguing with me. Why did I try to hit him? Look what he had to do. He had. Why did I try to hit him? I didn't. And I kept saying I didn't. Kept getting into argument, and then he starts, insults and like, I don't want to be around you. And I said, fuck off then. Just fuck off then. You can walk away. Fuck off then. And when he bounced my face off of that concrete step, I felt really cold in my mouth, and he just walks off. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything to deserve that. By that time, I was starting to feel so devalued that what I deserve and what I don't didn't really matter. Maybe that was my thought process. I'm still learning I'm still trying to register things.
Maybe I feel like sometimes maybe it was, that it would have been better if I just fucking died. Everything hurts in more ways than one, and I'm so tired of being tired.
Hit me the first time my phone fell out of my pocket, and they picked it up. And I feel like that lady did it on purpose. Like, I feel like she had to know something. It was such a visible, space. And I was like, I need my phone. And he said that there was no way in hell I was gonna go up there like that. And he goes, I'll go get it. And that was the first time I saw somebody, the first time I saw him go from this look of fucking hatred. I mean, hatred. He smiled and his eyes calmed down, and he took a deep breath out, and he was relaxed, and he just looked chill. He just looked like, a guy camping, and it freaked me out. He said, I never want to be the man that causes that look on your face again. I can't do it. I can't do that to you. I cannot believe I've done that. I have never laid my hand on a woman.
Shit, I try to make amends or apologize or explain to people that, man, I know what I'm doing, and I think about it, and I try to change my behavior, but it doesn't seem to work that way, and I don't know which way to do it. I can't seem to figure it out. And sometimes I don't even do anything to people. It's just what I've done in the past. I just assume that's what I'm doing all the time.
I bought it. And afterwards, it was the greatest night. We had broken up for about a month, and it was wonderful. I went back to being me. Went out with friends I didn't see for a while, went and saw family that I wasn't able to see since I had just moved back to Texas. I was doing my own thing. Out of the blue, pops back in my life a month later. And again, says everything that I want and need to hear. But when I was in the car with him, he had asked me to go have lunch with him, and I agreed. When we got back, we were in the car, I told him, I love everything I'm hearing, but I was happier without you. I don't want to admit it, but that's how I felt. And when I said that, I've only seen him cry 3 times, and that was the second time. And he went on about how empty everything was when he didn't have me, and you are the person that helped me change for the better. And that's what we've wanted, right?
I trusted somebody and I love them, and I will never fucking make that mistake again. It hurts. And, you stay with people because they manipulate you, they gaslight you, like they fuck your head up, and also because you love them, and you, for a long time, think that because you love them, you stick around through thick and thin to be there for that person because maybe one day it'll get better. And I promise it doesn't get better. You just leave in pieces. I almost didn't get to leave at all. I almost fucking died there.
At that time, I had been sober for 2 years. Off of heroin, and that was hard. And I took a lot of, I valued my sobriety on it. I worked so hard. He said he had something for me, give him a second, and he was gone for 10 minutes. He comes back, he starts kissing on me, tells me to hold my hand out, and he slaps some fucking smack in my hand, and I used it right there. I felt so ashamed every day because I worked so hard to not be that kind of person. And no matter how bad things got, I was always a mother, and I, would not let my daughter down. And it turned from that to hiding my face. So like 2 years, just 2 years gone. But I didn't finish it, and I threw it in the creek behind my house. I was so ashamed of myself, but I was also really proud. He yelled at me. He's like, why would you do that? I got that for you. I spent money on it for you. I knew you'd need it. You need to calm down. And I said, you know my story about that. Don't you ever do that to me again. Because I always said that if I truly relapse, I'll die. And I noticed that he smiled just a little bit. He had tried very hard to convince me that he had set up cameras and that he saw me doing horrible things. He saw me fucking other men. He saw me doing heroin, stuff like that. And I was just, at the end of it, I was just screaming at him, begging him to stop. I told him I didn't do any of that. I don't know why you keep saying this. I had a mental breakdown. I was just going crazy from it. And finally he just smiled and stopped and he goes, I know, I didn't put any cameras in there. I just wanted to see what you would do. I snapped because a person can only take so much. I told him to get the fuck out. It turned to a giant argument, and I told him I don't deserve this. And then he started doing the, are you going to hit me? Is that what you're really going to do? And I said, no, but I will call the police because you are on parole. And you did hit me. And no matter what you say, I'm not crazy. When I said police, that's when he started hitting. It was...
Don't understand how people can be so fucking evil. How can you fucking love people so much and they just tear you apart? How? I don't understand. And I try so hard to stay strong, and I try so hard to gather myself and not let myself just be stuck in limbo emotionally. But goddamn, man.
This is where this pattern started, where we'll pace in a circle while you're talking to him. Whether it's calmly or you're in an argument. And he paces and paces and paces and paces, and all of a sudden he stops and he's got you. You've been hit or you're on the ground, he's got you. And he got close to me and I slapped him. He looked at me in disbelief. How could you have just done that to me? You tell me that you grew up in an abusive household. How could you, abuse the person that loves you? I didn't even do anything to you. And I felt horrible. I felt horrible about it, but I didn't do it because I was angry, and I didn't do it because I wanted to, but I knew it was gonna happen if I just stood there. I apologized to him. An hour later, he paces again, slaps me. Right then I was like, that's why I did it. I'm not crazy, I'm not a bad person. Soon I was apologizing to him for everything he did to me. But I guess I had to learn the hard way. I don't know. I chose to stick around for it to get worse.
It just was slightly surreal to me about the whole thing, because she didn't seem like the kind of person who would stay with somebody like that. At the time, I was just like, oh, you can leave. It's easy. This is easy. You can leave. And obviously that wasn't the case. He
couldn't believe that I left, and there was something in him that just broke when he saw me leave, and he never wanted to see me leave again. And he said that, and then there was no slapping, there were no insults, there was nothing negative for a couple of months. And I was like, oh my God, how could things not only go well after that, but how did it go so perfect? It was awesome. We had a great day every day, and we talked more. I opened up to him about things that I never opened up to anybody about. A few years before that, I was gang raped by 3 men. Afterwards, they stuck their phone in my face, and I saw that a family member had given them every little piece of information about me. If I said anything, they know where my daughter sleeps, they know the route. She walks around her school, she knows where I work, they know where I work. And my family member did that for a gram. He was so sweet, and he was, saying everything I wanted to finally hear, that it wasn't my fault, and he proposed to me. And I said yes. And now I'm just like, now I'm thinking that's crazy. Almost a year in, and you're saying yes? And we took a video of us talking in bed about what happened that day, On the way home, there's an argument. I don't know what I did. Anything would make him angry. I didn't really acknowledge it because I've had the best time of my life for months now. And he just responded with, more insults. And I said, fuck this. This is sick. This is sick. You don't do this. I've had to document everything, Closed head injury, loss of consciousness, concussion, disorder of central nervous system, and seizure.
My face was burning, and I later realized he was punching particles of my shattered teeth back into my face. And instead I have fucking body parts that fucking disfigured. I have damaged my fucking brain physically. I lost so much. And it's the same person. It's the same fucking person.
I got mad and I was able to get my hospital papers back. He was taking a shower and I took a picture of it. I got onto his Facebook because he had his phone out. On his profile, I posted a picture of the hospital papers and I said, "I'm such a good guy. This is what I'm doing to the woman I actually just proposed to." And his family saw it.
I had to look at my body. My face was covered in blood. I was just pitch black, and I looked down at my mangled body. Of course, I saw disfigurements.
And my phone rings, and it's my friend who saw the post. And she's very loud. You can hear her, speakerphone or not. She was talking about calling the police. He asked me if I really thought that I had power over him because I could call the cops. He makes me cry after hours of attacking me, and we have sex. And I didn't realize the pattern in that yet, but I truly believe that he derives sexual satisfaction from hurting. I wanted to be raped because then I could use it as a conversation topic when I need all attention on me when he's having a good day. And that, like, it felt like something broke inside of me. Oh my God. I shut down. He was trying to talk to me. He was trying to do like the jokes and everything else he does after he does something shitty. But I couldn't even pretend to laugh. I was just shut down. I go to the police for my town and tell them what's going on, and they said it didn't happen there, so I had to go to another police station. But they checked me out and they gave me this paper, and it said, like, you know, what I potentially had broken and everything. And a side note, I looked at that and I knew that handwriting. It was so familiar and it bothered me, and I didn't know why. It was over a month later. I opened up to my aunt about what happened, and she said, "I know, I worked there and I had to watch you." And they said, "Well, I couldn't do anything, so I had to watch you, and all I could do to help was to fill that paper out for you." It lasted for hours. I had to tell them in detail what happened that week. And by this time I was already conditioned to, nobody's gonna believe you. If you say anything, you'll go to prison because you hit me when that one, it was just, I felt brainwashed. And I started getting so stressed because I've been having a hard time keeping up with days. And I would tell them, "I'm so sorry, it didn't happen on Monday, it happened on Tuesday." Or no, it happened on Wednesday, no, it was Monday. And I would be terrified of just that. When I think it's over, I have to write it all out. There was no female officer. I had to pull my shirt up and they had to take pictures of me, my body, my face, my mouth. But like, I felt safe for a second, like, oh my God, you did it. You did it. And I wish I could tell everybody that's going through this that when you go to the police and you finally file that report, that is so brave of you. And you should be really proud of yourself. And I'm really proud of you, but it's not. It doesn't fix everything. You're not going to get that satisfaction that you really, really want. Because when I did that, it just started another hell for me. They were calm when they were talking to me. And they were asking me the same question, I realized later on, in different ways, and I understand why. But, they're not focusing on how your mental health is right then, or if you're traumatized. They don't focus on that. And I couldn't get the words out that he raped me. I couldn't do it.
And I wish I could say that everything gets better immediately, but it doesn't. Sometimes it feels so fucking hopeless. I just want to fucking melt into the ground and not be seen or thought of or acknowledged. I just want to be gone.
It was stuck in my throat. I couldn't say it. But I felt like, oh my God, I did it. And I go to my friend who's been there for hours and hours and hours helping me through this, and she was proud of me, and she told me that I should be proud of myself, and you did it, and it took so much, but you did it, and you should be happy. You should, see your worth in this. And go to the hospital, and they put a protection order on me, and they started talking about, no contact orders and all that. It turns out that I think they just wrote that on the paper because it was never enacted. I think it was the next day, a detective calls me, and I was like, oh my God, that was fast. Like, oh, they're going to take care of it. They're going to take care of this. Tells me to explain the tool that was used that he cracked upside my head. Froze up for a second, and I was like, oh, okay, let me try this. let me try to talk. Let me try to, relive this again. And I might have my days wrong, but it was not much longer after that he got a hold of me and said, I have everything I need. A warrant will be issued tomorrow. Again, I had that false hope of, oh my God, this is the end. I went through all that, and all I had to do was go to the police. I just had to file my report, and look, a detective's got a warrant ready for issued tomorrow. This is all I had to do. I should have done it earlier. He said he was going to call me and tell me when it was issued the next day. And I didn't hear back from him for 2 weeks. I wasn't even able to be told. He didn't even tell me what the charge was. I didn't know anything. He starts contacting me on my phone, and I would block and block and block, and if I go to my block list on my phone, the amount of numbers on there, I was doing what I was told to do. Detective told me, no contact. Police told me that. I would call the station, the non-emergency line, and all that, and try to ask for an update, and it was always said, we know it hurts. We know you don't want to, but I've got to be quiet about this because, oh my God, what if he found out I filed charges? He would kill me. And he did message me. He told me, he threatened me and everything else, and I gave all that information to the detective. But he would use so many burner numbers, and I wouldn't know what to do. And I felt very much in limbo. I was like, okay, what's going on now? There was all this hope and all this action, and now it's radio silence. But that's okay because they're working really hard, They're going to catch him like any minute. I cannot get a hold of my detective. I call and call and call and call and leave voicemail, everything else. I'm having to deal with the mental aftermath of everything. He shattered my teeth, and the big pieces that were punched into my gum, it took a while for them to come out. Get this random message on an old account of a social media account of mine, and it after silence for a while, and he immediately asked me, what did I tell the laws? And I had this horrible sinking feeling in my stomach, and I was just like, I didn't say anything to anybody. How could he have found out? Well, it turns out that he was dealing with another case. And he started accusing me of things, and he called me another name like I was somebody else, and just all this crazy stuff. And still I didn't know that he had that other charge, and I was like, oh my God, he found he's gonna fucking kill me. So that's when I called the non-emergency line and told them, you know, what happened. I got really tired of, we're looking for him. We're looking for him. We're looking for him. And I was just like, how can I take this into my own hands and take care of it? But I'm not going to do that, right? Because the police are going to take care of it. You don't have to do that, right? No. A very, very good friend of mine found out what motel room staying at. William is also infamous for using fake names. He's conditioned in this. The only thing he is halfway good at is being a criminal. I get a hold of the non-emergency line and tell them, hey, this is what happened, all this. This is where he's at right now. He only stays in a motel room for up to 2 days, and he was there last night. The next day, I finally get a hold of the detective. The detective's like, well, yeah, he wasn't there. We tried. Again, talks to who he thinks is his friend, who's my friend, and I find out that he was filming through his motel room window and laughing at the fugitive squad and the policemen that were walking right past his window. He was just laughing at them, saying what a fucking dumb group of people they are. 2 feet away. They were 2 feet away from him the whole time. So he made it known to people that, you know, he knows it was for him and everything else. And I called the detective back and I said, no, he was there. He was there. I found out. What more could I have done besides go there myself and arrest him? I gave you everything. I found out. Fucking hate cops now. I fucking hate them. They have done nothing but make it worse. And then I start looking at old messages. And then I remembered, oh my God, that statement. I begged that officer, I said, please. He doesn't live where he posted his address. He just did that for parole. He will not be there. And the person that's there will contact him and tell him that you were there. And you told me yourself, it's going to be dangerous if he finds out it was me.
I don't know what to really do now. I don't know. I feel like shit now all of a sudden. Fucking depressed. Can't see my fucking kids. I don't know what. Goddamn, I sound like a fucking bitch. Anyways, I know you probably think I'm just a fucking loser or something. I'm not. I don't know. There's no roaches.
Basically, she was dealing with a demon. She's a good friend of mine, and I love her dearly. And I know she is very strong, so she will make it through by the grace of God.
And I find out that they all go to that house. It's not there. And guess what? The person that was there contacted William and told him everything. And apparently my name was dropped. We'll catch him. Just, blah, blah, blah. I'm panicking and I'm stressed. And so I don't get an answer back from the detective. I'm just torn apart. Call the non-emergency line again and tell them, hey, he told me he'd kill me if he ever found out that I called the cops on him. And those aren't empty threats. 7 years of prison, that wasn't the only time he served. It's not the only charge he had. And he also boasted about killing a man over nothing. Over hitting his truck, denting it or something, stomped him to death. You can't be tried twice. So there was nobody to testify against him, and he was always boasting about how his family member, not by blood, but his family member, lied that day and came up with this story about William being with him. So he literally got away with murder, and I didn't want to believe it. But then I found an obituary, and it killed me. That was somebody's dad. Nobody gave a shit about me. I felt like law enforcement just completely forgot about me. I had to contact my doctor because any contact with my vagina was agonizing. It hurt so bad. And I went to the doctor and they sent me to a therapist, and there was nothing physically wrong. It's a type of vaginismus and it's trauma. So this agonizing pain doesn't really exist. It's just the after effects of trauma. that was just the severity of what was going on. I was trying so hard to heal and deal with all these things. I didn't say it. I had to have a friend help me for hours every day, push me. I can't be stagnant, and I can't be thinking and obsessing over the outcome every day because it's not helping me. So I was on this path of healing and accepting that, hey, they're gonna catch him. He's not gonna get away with this, but I need to heal and I need to try to move on.
Cloud of impending doom. You know, it doesn't go away. It stays there in your afterthought and just circulates in an endless cycle, an endless loop of millions and millions of scenarios, and your brain just runs wild trying to figure out what's the best scenario, while in real life you're just standing there trying to figure it all out. You know, it's hard, but I know she'll get through it and stuff, and you know, and it really fucked her up, but but I know she'll come out on top.
You see such amazing potential, and then you see someone basically with their heel on the throat of that potential. It is maddening. That's what this boy did. He's gonna get his. Yeah, he'll get his.
So he tried to settle for the next best thing, taking joy in me, being self-conscious in what he caused, but no, I'm beautiful. No matter what's broken or taken or ripped or pulled, I am beautiful, and you will not take that away from me. You will not take worth from me. You will not take any value from me. You will not take anything from me. You are a sad shell of a person. You will never walk, you will only stagger. And you hate me because I'm the opposite. I know my worth. My name is Chloe. Michael beat me, tortured me, violated me repeatedly, and tried to kill me. He tried to break me. You don't see yourself as anything else, especially nothing that's worth better. And I didn't feel like I was worth anything else. But here's where you fucked up, Michael. What kept me going was I always remembered Lila. I've always remembered my daughter, and I could not leave her in a world with people like you. Lila, when you get older, you can watch this. And I just want to tell you that I'm very proud of you. You are the reason why I made it. Do you remember when you repeatedly hit me in the face in our bedroom, and you strung an extension cord around my neck and drugged me and was trying to hang me on the closet rack, and you were going to say that it was a suicide, that I purposely did it so my daughter would always wonder why I left her? Fuck you. I made it out, and you're fucking locked up. You're locked up. To anybody that's watching this, please know your worth. What is your worth? It's a lot more than abuse. It's a lot more than the abuse you're taking. It will not get better. I told you I would make it out, and I would show everybody what fucking monster you are. And I did.